Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Three Guys Walk into Culinary School. It's been so long since we've recorded that I almost forgot the title of our show. Guys, welcome back. We took a little hiatus. Life gets in the way of things sometimes, but we're back. We're happy to be back. I hope you guys are happy that we're back, listening here, watching us on YouTube. If you're as 1/10 of as happy as we are to be back recording and talking to each other and hanging out, then we're in a good spot here. But we miss all our listeners. We miss all our viewers. And I miss my two co-hosts here, Brian and Tim. What's up, fellas?
What's up, my man?
Oh,
Feel
man.
the love, Tim. Yeah,
Feel the love. Are you kidding me? It's all love. It's nothing but love. You guys always make my week hanging out and talking with you guys about silly food things and life's happenings and what's going on. And I mean, I just want to get into like a little recap of what we've been up to. Tim, you and I did Cider Fest at your house, Brian. It was a good time. I wish you weren't 1,200 miles away, because it would have been a super dope time to have everyone out there. Maybe we can coordinate that one year. But just a quick recap. Tim had what felt like an illegal amount of apples a civilian should ever have in their house. I mean, the dude had, I don't know what it was. It was like 5 bathtubs full of apples, and like,
oh my god,
It was close to about 500 pounds of apples.
500 pounds
What?
of apples, dude. Imagine paying like Whole Foods prices for that. That would be insane. 500 pounds of apples. Damn, I forgot you mentioned that. And we were like cutting them up. So the process is pretty fun, Tim. If you want to go through it, start to finish,
I mean,
that'd be really cool to hear.
Kind of super easy, really. It's a lot less involved than I think most people realize. Basically, we got deer apples from our local orchard. Deer apples are apples that fall off the tree and onto the ground, and then once that happens, they're technically not allowed to be sold for consumption. So people use them to attract deer and whatnot, or to make cider. So since you purchased them at such a discount, that's how I was able to get close to 500 pounds of apples.
Dude, it was, I tell you, it was like a big jacuzzi. I was gonna say a small swimming pool, but it was like a large jacuzzi of apples, dude.
It was 150 gallon trough, to be exact.
It was crazy, dude. I still don't, you told me how you got them there, and I can't fathom it. Like I envisioned a crane coming.
There was a forklift and a friend's pickup truck involved.
Okay. My God. Wow. It was insane, dude. And we were sitting there, then we
get them home and wash them, hose them down, clean them up, wash them up, and then start chopping. From there, they go into the grinder, grind them up, and then put them into the press and start pressing that sweet, sweet juice out. Right into the bottles.
All manual labor, right? We're literally picking up the apples, chopping them up, quarrying them, because there's arsenic in the seeds, as I think we've discussed it either in the podcast here or in our chat. Remove that, and we were just doing that, 2 hours into it, and it looks like we barely took off the top layer of apples. It were so many. I still can't get over the apples, and we'll share the photos on the Instagram.
Yeah, I want to see pictures.
The pictures were so much fun, and then I took some pictures of the whole process. But again, really cool. The grinder is one of those tomato mills kind of that we had in culinary school, where you're grinding up tomatoes. It was a bigger, more industrial version of that, chopping up the chopped
and you're
up
cranking
apples.
it by hand, you're actually
cranking it by hand. Yeah. So there were some creative guys who were like, "Yo, next year we're gonna bring the power tool that attaches to this gear, and we're just gonna speed up the process." I think that in the press maybe we can do that.
There's always conversation about streamlining the process a little bit, and
there's always
making it better, but we still haven't quite gotten there. But maybe next year.
So funny. That's so funny.
How much cider do you end up with?
Gallons and gallons.
Yeah. So people would come with their own jars and jugs, and you kind of filled it up. So I guess you couldn't unless you were counting everyone's jugs on the way out, or maybe next year put a little chalkboard up and people can put their volume, gallon, whatever. Because I'm curious to see what 500 pounds of apples. Did you get through it in one day? Because we left after 4 or 5 hours, and again, not even a dent through that.
We made a nice big dent in it, but then I sent a lot of the apples home with my buddy Fred so that he could attract some deer for hunting.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So they didn't go to waste. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. So yeah, the whole process, there was like, we had little stages, little teams. It was like a brigade kitchen, right? So we had the choppers, we had the grinders, we had the pressers, and it's just a fun process. And Tim, I got to say, you got a beautiful chunk of land out there, a beautiful home.
Thank you.
I got a tour of the farm. Tim's got a goat, bro. Tim's got a goat. What? Tim's got a goat. He's got a dozen or 13 chicken.
20.
Or more. 20 chicken.
Nice.
A dog I didn't know about. He's like a mastiff. He's huge. He's not a mastiff though, right? Your dog?
No, he's a Turkish Kengal Antelonian Shepherd mix. He's a trained livestock guardian dog.
Oh man, he's a beautiful dog, man. That's so cool. Man, it was so cool. So it was such a fun experience. Kids loved it. My son sat on Tim's tractor. He was just super excited about that, and has been like obsessed with like earth movers, like tractors and bulldozers and all that ever since then. So thank you for that, Tim. It's really cool. Really cool. So very fun experience. And we got
sad I missed it, man.
Yeah, dude, we gotta see if you can come out next year.
We gotta get you out here.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. Put your cowboy hat to use, because I feel like it was a good spot. Bring that cowboy hat out again, because it was a good spot to do it. It was so much fun, dude. So much fun, and some sweet nectar of the apple was made that day. So it was really cool, really fun experience. Tim, I didn't share this with you or you, Brian. So coming home, I must have had too much cider that day, and I had to use the little boy's room. And I pulled off to my first ShopRite. I don't know where it was, Tim. I don't remember, but it was in a mall area with a McDonald's in the same mall. And I look over, and the sign says the chicken Big Mac's here. This is like 6 days before it's supposed to come out, right? So I got super excited. I held it in and went to the drive-thru immediately. And I bought myself the chicken Big Mac. Again, I don't remember if I shared this with you guys. It was phenomenal. It was so freaking good. And it was just one of my favorite new fast food innovations. I feel like I'm seeing a lot more, and if you guys are noticing this this year than years past, like a lot more fast food restaurants are changing up things, how they do things. And I don't know if it's like just a trend for the holidays. Is this like the new norm, which is kind of cool, because I'm all about innovation. I'm all about trying to do something fun, something different. But like I heard Taco Bell's making chicken nuggets, which I thought was interesting. And I heard another one stuck out to me was Arby's, right? Arby's known for roast beef. They got the meats. You get the meat sweats.
Oh yeah.
Their name is Arby's roast beef. Like they're doing a ground beef burger. And now I'm kind of thinking like, all right, let's slow down here, because there's some crazy shit going on in this fast food world. So where, I mean, the chicken Big Mac makes sense to me, but like, because you're kind of merging the two things that they're known for, but like everything else is kind of like, I don't know. And maybe I'm being a grumpy old man, but like, do you feel like, kind of like stay in your lane? Taco Bell, why are you doing chicken nuggets? Like, it can't be good.
No, I love it. I mean,
you love it?
Wow. I love to see it. Like, I don't know. I don't go out of my way to eat Taco Bell often, but if I find myself in one, I'm going to try whatever's new on the menu. Right.
That's interesting. Nice. Okay.
One of the things that caught my eye recently was the Little Caesars. They have, I don't even know what they're called, but I keep seeing this commercial of these little like individual mini,
those pizza cupcake things.
Yeah, they're like pizza cupcakes, like mini. Yeah,
they're like muffin pan pizza, kind of like individual little muffin pan bites. I've never seen that.
Of 6 or something in a box. Okay. It's like a little like a baker's dozen.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So you're all for it. You'll try that stuff out.
Yeah,
no problem.
I love it. Yeah,
that's interesting. Tim, are you a big fast food guy, or just in general? What do you think? You traditionalist?
Well,
when it comes to this?
I do enjoy fast food, but after my recent doctor visit, my doctor and I both decided that it's time to lay off.
All right, good for you.
Fast food for a little while.
Good for you. Yeah, moderation.
I do. I love Arby's. I'm a big Arby's fan. I happen to notice I drove past one the other day. They're deep frying turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Oh wow, that's
you can
hilarious.
order a deep fried turkey from Arby's.
That's wild. How are they doing that? They're probably like pre-deep fried and then just dunked in again. I have no idea how they do it.
I know Popeyes does it as well, which makes me wonder if they're owned by the same
conglomerate kind of group. Yeah. Interesting. No, we have to look into that. That's very curious.
Yeah,
I'm very curious.
Popeyes turkey is really good, actually. Never tasted it myself.
Why wouldn't they be? They're probably awesome. If they can just chop it up and batter it for me, I'd be even happier. Like that sounds like that Popeye batter is freaking amazing. Yeah, no, I didn't know either of them did that. So that's pretty interesting. But people are getting ready. People are getting ready for that season.
Yeah.
I think, we obviously did our part. We took down Big Pumpkin, you guys, and like Apple obviously was the fall of the taste of fall, excuse me. But I feel like fall is like when it comes to the season and like how you experience it, it's like 4 or 5 weeks long, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
get
with it being 70 degrees outside today, I don't
yeah,
even know if it's fall anymore.
bro. It's
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
think
what's
we're
going on.
we
in
lost fall.
November. Yeah, it's in November, but
Yeah.
like it's so warm and it's been unusually mild this season, right? I
Yeah.
feel like the last
Same
we've had a
here.
couple of days where it's overnight dropped into the 30s for us on the East Coast here, but besides that, it's been like 60s and 70s almost consistently,
Yeah.
which is wild. But like you get your apple picking in mid September to late September. You start your apple picking. 2 weeks later, you're doing your pumpkin picking. After that, you're kind of putting the flannels away. You're taking out your favorite turkey shirt. You're getting ready to go. And once Halloween's over, like it's straight holiday season. It's straight
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas blitz, which is wild because
Yeah.
I looked up the stats for Mariah Carey's "All I Need for Christmas" and how many times it streams on Spotify. So the week leading up to Halloween, it was like in the 500s to the mid 600,000 streams a day. And then
Wow.
once November 1st came in, 1.8 million streams that day, November 1st. November 2nd, 1.5, November 3rd, 1.5 million streams. Like people are ready to go. And I'm just like, you guys need to slow your roll because, we're still in fall, I feel, but I
Yeah.
don't think the rest of the country feels that way. I don't think the rest of corporations feel that way. They're ready to sell Christmas shit.
Have you guys heard this new? I guess it's a new perspective that Thanksgiving now is just it's another holiday within the Christmas season.
Oh,
Huh.
wow. That's interesting to me.
I could see where you could come up with that idea for
Yeah.
sure.
You
Yeah.
can, I mean, it makes sense. I don't love it. Thanksgiving is
Yeah.
one of my
I
favorite
get it.
holidays. So I like for Thanksgiving to have its
Yeah.
in the sun. It's your
Mhm.
shot. But,
I'm with you, Brian, because Thanksgiving is one of the better holidays in my opinion. Like
it's one of the
days,
best. Yeah.
it's like it really is. Like there's family, but it's so low key.
Yeah.
It's not like a summer holiday where it's a barbecue and everyone's excited and it's like loud and energetic. Like, it's low key. You're drinking some brown liquor, which is fantastic. It's slowing you
Yeah.
down a little bit. It's mellowing you out a little bit.
Yeah.
You're watching football. You're
Yep.
eating food you probably shouldn't be eating, or you're eating large amounts of food that you shouldn't be eating. And you're with family, and it's so mellow and low key.
Yeah, it's
And
just chill.
it's less
Yeah.
stressful. It's less stressful than most holidays. And I kind of, yeah, I'm with you. I never really thought about it, but that's exactly what I always wanted to be.
Yeah, there's always like plenty of food, right? You can go back to
100%. You're
seconds
kind
or
of just
thirds,
grazing back and forth, and like it's just a day of hanging out, and like it's really cool. I do love Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I guess mashing it up to one holiday is kind of weird to me.
Can we all agree that the sandwich after the main meal is kind of the best part of Thanksgiving?
Oh my God!
Oh
Now
yeah.
you're not doing it the day of. Obviously, you're kind of
Oh.
you're doing it the next day, right? Because you're not like mastering a master sandwich like
What do
3
I-
hours later.
What do I look like, a rookie?
No.
Of course
you eat this meal once a year.
Of course,
you're gonna
I'm doing it later that night.
yeah. Oh, you are. Oh,
Oh,
damn.
absolutely. Well,
My
'cause
God.
I feel like we kind of tend to eat Thanksgiving, a little earlier in the day, around
Okay.
3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you got to
so
start.
so by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I might be ready for a little sandwich.
No, Thanksgiving's a
No, I hear
marathon.
you. I'm gonna one up you a little bit, Tim, but because I love the day after Thanksgiving plate, right?
Oh yeah.
You just make a whole other Thanksgiving plate, and it's like the stakes are a little bit lower, right? You can just get as much mac and cheese as you want, and
That's so funny.
There's no pomp and circumstance to it.
yeah,
You just take it out.
you just
and
You're pulling out the Tupperware.
you know exactly what you like.
Recliner.
And you know exactly what's good. Like you're like, okay, that was
Yeah.
good. I want more of that. You're not just trying everything. Now you kind of focus
Yeah,
your plate
exactly.
down into what you like. I like that. No, I do. I do love leftovers. I do love the Thanksgiving leftovers. It's just traditional, like I was thinking like, how can we innovate it? Maybe there are ways to innovate it. Maybe there aren't ways to innovate it, but I mean, I'm going to look into that because I'm curious to see if we can change it up a little bit to make it a little bit more fun. But you know what? Like you said, there's nothing better than like a next day turkey sandwich with like, when are you going to have a sandwich with mashed potatoes, gravy, cranberry
Cranberry
sauce.
sauce.
You
Yeah.
know, and I don't know what else you're putting on there. Tim, is there anything else that you prefer in there?
No, man. I like my turkey in there, my stuffing on
Yeah.
the
Oh, of
bottom.
course, the stuffing. Yeah,
Yeah.
a nice little layer. Do you put dressings and mayos and all that when you make a sandwich, or just what you have?
No, but I'm not a mayo guy to begin
That's
with,
right. You're
so
not. I forgot. You're not a
Yeah.
mayo guy.
Me
Absolutely.
yeah.
either.
Yeah. Are you
Maybe
guys?
maybe a little salt, some nice rye bread.
Do you guys do Thanksgiving hams? Oh no, forget it. Tim gets a headache with ham. Forget it. I forgot I
I
even mentioned it. I forgot about that. Mayo and ham
I've
off the
never
list.
been part of a Thanksgiving ham, but I
Yeah.
know plenty of people talk
Okay,
about it.
so I'm not crazy because I feel like I mentioned it. You do, Brian? Yeah, because I feel like I've mentioned it to someone and they're like, "You don't do ham on Thanksgiving," and I'm like, "You need a second protein." I mean, that's how I grew up. At
Yeah.
least like either a beef, some sort of beef, or a ham or something. I don't know. Because turkey, I think a lot of people eat it, but there's surprisingly a lot of people that don't like it, and will just have to
Yeah.
stick to carbs in the plate. But you wanna, want to make people happy. At least I want to
Yeah.
bring it back
Nowadays,
to that.
salmon
Yeah.
shows up a lot of times. There are people who are
Ooh.
pescatarian, so they don't do poultry and they don't do pork. So you got to have something else for them. So
I like the idea of a Thanksgiving salmon. That sounds pretty good.
yeah.
You want to hear a wild story?
Yeah.
I know a guy who got invited to Thanksgiving at somebody's house, and they decide to go for the first time, and they go to Thanksgiving, and they get there, and there's appetizers galore,
Oh man.
thinking this is going to be one heck of a Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it was just appetizers. There was no
Oh
Thanksgiving meal.
no. A Thanksgiving Day cocktail party?
It was just basically just a
Basically?
Thanksgiving cocktail party.
Like cocktail hour. No, you need to warn people about that because your guest list will be significantly less than you think because that's not cool. Like Friendsgiving's one thing, but you can't only do cocktail like hors d'oeuvres and appetizers.
Yeah,
That's
right.
crazy.
That's called a Friendsgiving, right? That's like
Yeah.
you're not really expecting the
I
meal.
love Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan.
too.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
almost, between the three of us and anybody else listening, I almost prefer it over the big day.
Oh man, really?
Hey,
Well, yeah.
I hear you.
That's more of a looser
Thanksgiving
vibe
is just
too.
fun, man. It's one of those days where like, yeah, you love being with family and Thanksgiving, but if a new friend invited me to come to his house and spend it with their family on Thanksgiving, like that's cool too, right? Because you get to see other people's traditions and
of course,
hang out, and it's all so welcoming. Like, yeah, I love Thanksgiving. When I lived in New York, we had a lot of Thanksgivings with friends and family of friends, and that was always just a good time.
That's cool. That's cool, man. I've done a handful of Friendsgivings. Now, as I moved farther from friends, it seems like it's mostly Thanksgivings with family, which is still great because it's great to celebrate with people who you've grown up with and want to spend as much time as you can with. But no, I'm going back to the hors d'oeuvres. That is a food court. That's straight up food court right there, bro. That guy, I'm calling it guilty as fucking charged. He should not throw another Thanksgiving party. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. Friendsgiving vibe is fun, but on Friendsgiving, not Thanksgiving.
Right.
Hot dogs are fun on 4th of July. You don't start serving up hot dogs on Thanksgiving.
Come on, pigs in a blanket, Frank in a jacket, little,
great snacks
before to start the day.
You get there at 1:00. You start eating that. Watch some football. Turkey's ready at 3:00. Carved. Start eating that. 4:30. You're back for more turkey. 5:15. 2-3 drinks in. Oh man, that's not like that's a perfect Thanksgiving. And it should be laid back. And I think no one has like these expectations where it should be something more than that. I think everyone's there to do that, to celebrate like that, which is again what makes it for me like an awesome holiday. And what about Thanksgiving flavors? Now I'm thinking like going back to like food innovations. I realized I saw and I bought because I was hanging out with my 13-year-old nephew last Friday. He was coming over and I bought a pecan Snickers bar. You know how they have like almonds and like traditional with peanuts.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I bought it.
How was it?
I like the flavors of pecan. I love pecan pie, but the Snickers, the pecan is too soft of a nut. No diddy to cause that textural difference that you need in Snickers for me. You need that little crunch. It's just too soft. Tastes good. Tastes well. Pecan for me is a Thanksgiving I think of like a sweet potato casserole or something. Like that's
Yeah.
the traditionally nice little crumble on top with pecan, or of course a pecan pie, which is the only time I have it. The only time I really have it is during Thanksgiving. So, and I really thought of like Thanksgiving flavors, and I'm just like, yo, are they going to start doing like, I don't know, gravy flavored shit like for Thanksgiving? Like these candies companies are going to take advantage of every single holiday.
Couple of maybe 2 Thanksgivings ago, I think it was
Yeah.
2 or 3 Thanksgivings ago, my wife's aunt brought it was Brock's Candy Company flavored like Thanksgiving flavored jelly beans.
Okay.
And I remember we passed them around. They were pretty weird. I don't remember the exact flavors, but I know gravy was definitely one of them.
I'm sure.
Like yeah.
And it's like one of those things like, yeah, I want to try it, but I know it's going to be disgusting. And I know I'm going to hate it. Like I know off the back I'm hating that stuff, but I'm going to try it. Similar to that, not Thanksgiving, but something I wanted to buy because I want to try it. I know it's going to be gross. Oreo flavored Coca-Cola. I bought it. You had it. How is it?
I had the cookies, but
it's in my fridge.
Not the soda.
Do you have Coke? Do they have Coke flavored Oreos? That's what I need to know.
And I had those.
They have Coca-Cola flavored Oreos?
Yeah.
So I was torn between which ones to buy.
My mind is blown.
Yeah, so I got the Oreo flavored Coke, and I don't eat Oreos much anymore, but surprisingly, it had a good Oreo flavor. Like I was actually shocked.
I like the popping candy in it. That was a nice touch.
Oh, for the bubbles. Oh man, dude, no, I'd have not seen the Coca-Cola flavored Oreos. I have a Oreo flavored Coke in my fridge, which I'm kind of like, I don't want to open, but I guess I'm gonna have to now. Like Oreos are things kind of like Snickers bars for me. Like, I'll have it if it's there. Honestly, like if there's Oreos in my house, like somehow it gets there, my wife doesn't like them, so she doesn't buy them. But if it's like in my house, I'm gonna eat a whole sleeve. Like I don't go out and buy it because I want to eat it, but if it's there, it's going down easy. So I don't crave Oreos ever, and I don't crave Snickers. I don't think Snickers is a top 3 candy bar. I don't care what Big Candy has to say about it. I don't know. I feel like Snickers is a popular one, but
I buy Snickers if I want a candy bar, but I need to make a healthy choice. For whatever reason, I feel like Snickers is the healthiest of the candy bars.
Is the healthier one?
Oh, it's not at all, but in my head, I
feel like Baby Ruth.
Told myself
those commercials
is healthy.
The commercials in the 90s have taught me Baby Ruth is the lighter alternative to candy bars. If you remember those floating away.
Payday, right? Payday is
Payday?
Yeah.
There you go. There's a lot of nuts in that one, yeah.
But we got to go back for a second to this Oreo Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You need to try that live for us. We need.
You want to do it? You want to do a next recording real quick? We'll do a quick Oreo tasting.
I need.
Or do you want me to go get it now?
No. We can wait. We'll build it up.
I'm not ready for it. Okay, I'll do a live tasting. I actually did the pecan Snickers. I wanted to wait for it to tell you guys first, but I did it today because I wanted a snack. It was in the fridge, and I'm like, let me just have it. It was, it was okay. It wasn't great. Not my favorite.
I'm eager to hear your opinion of the Coca-Cola Oreo.
I'm very curious. Yeah. So
I mean, I definitely agree though with pecan being like a flavor of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I feel like it's very, very specific. It's not like a fall flavor. It's like a Thanksgiving.
I also think apple cider is very Thanksgiving.
You think so?
Yeah.
Apple cider.
One of my favorite things we do, my wife and I do it every Thanksgiving morning while we watch the parade. I always make cinnamon rolls every year. That's my big project Thanksgiving morning. But we enjoy it with a little apple cider and prosecco.
Ooh. Oh, so you're doing it cold. Yeah, that's the right way to drink it. Yeah.
It's a lovely drink, and then you maple syrup and brown sugar on the rim of the glass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Try it this Thanksgiving.
That's fantastic.
This Thanksgiving morning.
I might do that.
I highly recommend.
That's a nice little
I usually mix my cider with vodka, but that's
vodka. Yeah. Wow.
Hello.
I thought like a whiskey or a scotch would go with a cider, but a vodka, all right.
Yeah.
I like that. So you're drinking cold, obviously.
Yeah, I'm drinking it cold.
No one drinks hot vodka.
I never got into the hot cider thing.
No, me neither. I don't like hot toddies. Like, I don't really like Irish coffees. Like, I don't like warm.
So I like that.
I barely like warm beverages. I don't really like warm booze, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll take that back. Except for a nice spiced mulled wine. If you guys are ever like in, where was I? Austria or Hungary. They have...
If I'm ever in Austria or Hungary, I'll
Please
try a mulled
go
wine,
try this. Make sure it's the summer. Make sure it's in the winter. Like New York City has hot dog carts. Well, hot dog carts growing up now, halal carts on every corner.
Yeah.
Austria and Hungary, every corner has a warm spiced wine cellar, and they have like these vats of warm spiced wine, and it's so freaking good. It's Glühwein, right? Glühwein or Glühwein, I don't know. Gluhwein is
Sounds about right.
the spelling, but it is so freaking good, and it warmed me up because it was freezing. We went one December with my mother and my sister, freezing our asses off, but that kept me warm and kept me from losing a toe probably, because it was so freaking cold. I love that. I love that, man. That was a good experience. But yeah, try that. That I'll drink warm. That I like to have, and I did this last Christmas, like a little pot on the stove, like on really low heat, just staying warm. Or if you have like a slow cooker, I guess you could do that. Just keep it warm with a ladle in there, and it smells so good. And people come and fill up their cups after their first one, and kind of just help themselves to a nice warm drink, warm people up as they get in. Right. But I love your Prosecco apple cider for breakfast. I'm going to try that. And then, Bri, if I ever go out to a bar, I'm going to order an apple cider vodka on the rocks, and I'm just going to tear shit up because I feel like that's where vodka comes into play. Yeah. Man, there's so much to talk about. I kind of want to go over my favorite candy, but I don't want to go back too far in the holidays. I feel like we're past Halloween. We're in November. We're talking about Thanksgiving. We're in the holiday season, like, fuck it. Yeah. We're here. Like, this is November, early November. Get your Christmas shopping started, get it done soon, because before you know it, you're going to be putting out cookies and milk for Santa. And, everything's just going to be done in the blink of an eye. The best part of this, obviously, we kind of touched on it with Thanksgiving. We're saying how being with the family, hanging out, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, getting together. And I think it's obviously the best part of the holidays, and people look forward to it. And we kind of wanted to touch on, gatherings and maybe some of our favorite apps, going back to Friendsgiving, maybe some of our favorite hors d'oeuvres, past hors d'oeuvres, whatever you make. Obviously, maybe some favorite dishes. But we kind of want to discuss wine, and for those of you who are listening at home, we're going to release a wine series. Next 2 episodes will be focused heavily on not our favorite wines, but more our favorite food and the wines that pair with it. We'll kind of give you an overview of wine varietals, what they pair well with, and what we like to pair them with. And I think that's going to be a fun little 2-episode series where we're educational, but we're also boozy. Guys, do you guys want to drink while we discuss wine? Do you guys want to have...
Is there any other way to discuss it?
I feel like, that's not a bad idea. I feel like we could do at least 1 or 2 types, at least 1 type each episode to kind of talk ourselves through it. And if you guys want to drink at home while we do it, please feel free. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that'll be fun. That's a fun little segment. Holiday wine guide by the 3 guys walking to culinary school podcast. I think it'll be educational. It'll be fun. It'll be goofy. It'll be just what you need during the holidays. I think especially if you're new to wine. I'm not a wine expert. I work in the wine industry, but I'm not a salesman, so I'm not super schooled in it. I've taken some classes. We all took classes through ICE Culinary, obviously, part of our culinary program tuition, which was awesome. And we'll kind of just recap some stuff that we learned and stuff that we like and stuff that we noticed about wine. So I think that'll be fun. You guys are down for that, right? You guys down for a little wine?
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
It's probably too early to talk about it, but do we do a booze episode too? Let's see how drunk we get off of wine, because I'm a lightweight.
Oh man. I don't remember when it was, but it had to be almost a good 10 years ago now. Food Network had a Thanksgiving Live special.
Oh God, I remember this. I do remember this.
And everyone on it got loaded.
Lit, right? Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Might have been longer than 10 years ago, but yeah, it was fantastic.
It was one of the best things the Food Network ever did, and they never did it again.
Can I find it on YouTube?
They probably never re-aired that episode. They probably never re-aired it. They always repeat everything.
It was
they probably
so
never
good.
played that again. It was great. Everyone's eyes were glassed over. Everyone was like not everyone was slurring, but people were feeling it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was
Bobby
so
Flay
good.
was rocked out of
He
his mind.
was,
Oh, it was
yes,
great.
yes. So funny. But you know what? Like, these people are, for the most part, like, made their name in a kitchen, and it's not it's not a stereotype, but it is kind of true. Like, you
It's
get out
not
of work
church.
and, yeah, exactly. You get out of work at 11, 12, 1 o'clock at night. There's nowhere else to go but a bar, to kind of let off some steam before you go home. So I guess there was a lot of drinking. I don't know if there still is, but damn, yeah. I mean, most chefs can hold their liquor like crazy. So I guess I'm not a good chef because I drink a glass of anything and I just get sleepier. Like, I don't get drunk anymore. I'm 42 and there's no drunkenness, there's no buzz. It's just like, oh, how far is my bed from here? That's where I'm at, unfortunately. Freaking terrible. Terrible.
All right, so Jimmy, I got a question about
Tell me.
something for you.
What do you got
quick.
for me? Yeah.
So, if you boil a funny bone, what do you get?
Oh my God. Okay, I know where we're at. I know where we're at on the show. If you boil a funny bone, what do you get? Come on, Tim.
A
you know what?
laughing stock.
Damn. Goddamn. That was my favorite one. That is so good. That is so good. That's my favorite one. I never went to stock. I was looking at I was thinking about food. I was looking at boiled chicken. Like, gross. Tim, can we start the episodes with the questions and you give me 30 minutes to figure out the answer? Because I feel like I might get to it, I might not, but that was fantastic. Guys, thank you all for listening. We're happy again to be back. Happy you guys are back. Happy, obviously, if anyone new is listening. Hey, let us know if you have any wine questions. I think that's a good time. If you have anything that you're curious about, new to wine, something you want to try, shoot us an email, leave a comment on the Instagram. DM us. It's all at 3 Guys Wicks, so it's at the number 3 GUYSWICS. That's our handle on Instagram. That's our handle on YouTube. That's our email, 3guyswicks@gmail.com. So reach out to us with any questions you have leading up to this episode. More than happy to answer your questions.
Holiday food court. Throw us some food court.
Ooh, I love that.
That's
Holiday
a good
food
one.
court. Yeah, because there's so many party fouls at these family functions and these Friendsgivings. And the first one we discussed, a Thanksgiving Day event without Thanksgiving Day food. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So that was guilty as charged, but absolutely. So yeah, guys, any questions, let us know. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and iTunes podcasts. Thank you all for listening. Tim, Brian, always a pleasure. Let's get lit next week and the week after for the holiday season for science. We're getting lit for science.
All right.
We might have to record on a weekend because I'm not going to be able to wake up the next day. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Cheers.
Peace.